What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Cruisers Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I am Derek. Alex, it is great to see you. We've been busy the last several weeks, and you're about to be even more busy away from reality. But it is great to see you today, and it's great to see everyone here who's tuning in for some fresh and new content on the Cruisers Podcast.
Yes, sir. I don't know about you, but we've both been so busy. And you know what I really need right now is a C day. And
Oh,
I don't know about you, but I love C days. There's nothing better than just waking up, not having anything on the agenda. It could be 6:30 a.m. for the sunrise, or it could be 9:30 a.m. because you stayed up too late the night before. But you just have an entire day to do whatever you want, and I love it. C days are the best. How do you feel about C days?
I agree. A lot of us, you and I, and most of the people here watching and listening, they stay so busy all the time. There's demands on our calendars. A lot of us work hard. We want to do a good job at our job. We want to be good moms and dads. We want to do everything right, and we stay busy. We do in our everyday lives. We stay so busy. And what's crazy is a lot of us enjoy that. We do. We enjoy staying busy. We enjoy being fast paced. But what's crazy is when you look at your day-to-day items that you do on your to-do list, and it's plentiful, it's full, and then you look at a C day and you got that blank slate that you can create, and if you want to put 20 things on there to achieve, you can do it. Or if you want one or two, you can do that too. And that's what I love most about a C day is it can look one way for me, and it can look one way for you, and it can look one way for the person that's watching this video. It can look completely different. And on the show today, we're going to share some things that we enjoy doing, some things maybe that you don't think about doing. And then we're going to, of course, hear from those who are watching this to see what they like to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an old Fun Times from Carnival right in front of me, and it's a C day, and I was just looking at it. I mean, there's so much stuff. It's like there's something every 15 minutes, starting at 7 a.m. with your early morning stretch. It's
Yeah.
just like you can do whatever you want. You can sleep until noon. You can go to the pool at 7 a.m. and be a chair hog and get your chair ready. Like, go to the spa, go to the casino. You could do putt putt. You can go to the shows. You can have two or three breakfasts at the buffet. Like, the fun that you can have is just at your fingertips in the fun times. You just have to pick what you want to do.
That's right. That's right. We'll go through kind of what our days look like, and I'll share some things that I kind of enjoy, and you'll share some things as well. We'll start early in the day. And Alex, you've already mentioned it. You can wake up early and make it a full day if you want to. That's usually what I tend to do. Amanda wants to sleep in, usually till 8 or 9, which there's nothing wrong with that as well. But one of the things that I enjoy is to wake up early. I enjoy sunrises and sunsets. I usually
Mm-hmm.
on a sea day will wake up to see the sunrise if I have a balcony cabin. Watch it from my balcony. If not, go to a public deck, go to a Lido deck, and watch that sun come up. It is beautiful every single time. It never gets old. And then my attention, it changes pretty quick too. Uh, I want to get just about as high as I can above Lido deck, and I want to oversee midship as
Yeah.
people start to wake up. And some people maybe just going to bed. But you'll see
Yeah.
it's so fun to people watch. It really is because you will
Yeah.
see people come out in their robes, messy hair, don't care, but they know that there's eggs and bacon and sausage and pastries and cookies and muffins and fruit and omelets and breakfast burritos and tacos.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm putting the robe on and I'm going to get it. And
Yep.
then you'll see people in their swimsuits, 6:30, 7 a.m., like you said, ready to go. And then
Yep.
you'll see the old retirees that wake up at 5:30 or 6 every single day on a cruise or not on a cruise.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite things to get the day started. And I usually go live. I try to go live during this time. And not that we're talking about people. We're not ever talking about people. It's just so fun to see the different stages and what people are doing. And some of them are dressed up, and those old men have their khaki golf shorts on, and
Oh
shirt
yeah.
tucked in and belt. And some of them in the bathrobe.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that's what I love about cruising is like you're in control of how much fun you have. And I think this episode is going to be really, really great for the people that leave comments on my posts. And I know your posts too, where they always say, why would I want to go on a cruise? I don't want to be stuck on a ship all day.
Yeah.
They act
Yeah.
like they act like it's prison. And I actually had somebody a long time ago comment on one of my posts, and it says like being on a cruise ship is like being in prison. Like I feel trapped. And this episode is for you. Like this episode is for you because we want to open your eyes to listen. You're not stuck. Yeah, you can't
No.
like literally jump off the ship and like go home, but
Yeah.
there's so much to do. And I start my day off just like you, Derek. I am up typically before everybody I'm cruising with, and I love to get up and watch the sunrise. And then one of my favorite things to do is order the room service. And I
Yeah.
love to order a pot of coffee and just like maybe some fruit or something like that. And I'll start my day off with some coffee, and then I love to just walk around, like you said, and then I'll go to the buffet. And one of my favorite things to get in the buffet is French toast. And then after I have French toast, I will bring I'll bring like a plastic baggie, and I
Yeah.
will put their banana nut bread in that plastic
Oh,
baggie, and I will munch on that
I
all
love it.
day long. I am obsessed with their banana nut bread, man. It's
You
like it's
are
a
you're
crazy
giving us
addiction.
it is the banana nut bread. And again, make sure you can have all the ingredients in it. But
Yeah.
it's darker complected, but it is so good. I do the same thing. I will get a couple pieces to munch on. It's got the good amount of spice like it should, the nutmeg and the
Yes.
cinnamon, and it's got the crunch as well. And it's soft. And so Alex, I do the same thing. And my mom, who's cruised one time in her entire life, if you ask her what are a few things you enjoyed about cruising, and she will talk about the entertainment, the singing, the dancing, but she will talk about the banana nut bread. No
It
lie.
is
So that's
so
funny you say
good.
that.
I'm telling you, and if you're listening, like let us know in the comment section, like what's your favorite like pastry on cruises. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
carnival. For me, I am all about that banana nut bread. There's just something that just makes you feel like it's home cooking. Like it's just
Yep.
so good. So after I eat 2 or 3 thousand calories of that, I'll typically go back to the room, maybe 10 o'clock, and I'll probably go ahead and put my swimsuit on, and I'll get ready to go to the Serenity deck. I like
Yep.
to hit up the Serenity deck a little bit earlier before everybody goes up
Yeah.
there because it is the adults only section and it's kind of meant to be a little quiet. But my last cruise on the last time I was on the Jubilee, it got kind of rowdy up there a little bit. And but that
Oh
was at
wow.
like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a sea day. So I like
Yeah.
to get there early, wear myself out by noon or one, and then I'm gonna go get a Guy's Burger.
There we go.
Put myself in a Guy's Burger coma and just devour that thing.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Guy's Burger, or do you like to go
Absolutely.
to like the Pig and Anchor barbecue or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have whatever. I will. But
Yeah.
I think you called out a couple of things that I want to emphasize. Number one, there's a lot of cruisers who think you have to live outside, and you don't have to. We'll talk about some inside activities too. But if you're a cruiser that wants that peace and quiet, like you don't care about the music playing, you don't care about the DJ out there. If you want to enjoy the outdoors some, and I encourage you to do so, even if you don't lay out in the sun at home, I encourage you to find a spot. There are spots where the sun is shining. There are shady spots as well if you
Hmm.
need that. But if you'll get up early, get your breakfast, and lay out, like Alex said, 9 or 10, there's spots you can find on Lido deck and Serenity and some ships on deck 4 and 5. That's quiet. And just take some time to be still a little bit. And you don't have to have the loud music and all that stuff. But I will say there were 12 or 15 cruises, honestly, that I went on before I did that. I always thought I had to be on the go, and there's got to be the loud music, and there's got to be the still drums. And sometimes go to a spot where there's nothing, and
Hmm.
just see how you respond. Enjoy that. And so, Alex, I'm glad you called that out. To get out there early, lay out some. You may lay out for an hour. You may lay out there all day. But you can see how things change too. Like Alex said, the music starts pumping, the drinks start flowing, people start dancing. The scene will change. But Alex, one thing you'll do while you're laying out there is you'll think about food. And
Oh,
yeah,
you can
I
smell it
enjoy
sometimes.
I enjoy, especially you can start to smell it, and you're like, okay, it's 11 o'clock, it's 11:30, guys, and you start seeing the plates, go by, and you're like, oh, okay, yep. Uh, I enjoy Guy's Burger a lot, and one thing that I would share a kind of a tip for C days or for port days, it doesn't matter, but uh, Guy's Burger has a menu, and you can order, of course, what's on the menu, but you can go off menu. A lot of people don't know this. You can customize the burger the way you want it to. You can ask for a double patty cheeseburger. If you don't want any veggies, you can say, "Hey, can I have? I want two patties." They'll give it to you. If you don't want the bun, they won't give you the bun. And I see so many people. For instance, I get comments every now and then. Man, I enjoyed Guy's Burger, but I was hungry. I was out in the sun, and I could have used two of them, or I could have
Yeah.
used a double. Just ask.
Oh yeah.
Just ask, and they will give it to you. But I enjoy as well. One of my favorite places to eat on Dream Class ships, Mongolian Walk. Where you create your own stir fry. You get, if you want uh, onions and corn and what meat you want in there, and what kind of noodles you want in there, and they cook it up right in front of you and give it to you, and it's blazing hot.
Oh yeah.
But it's one of my favorite places to eat. And of course, Blue Iguana Cantina is a popular one. Shaq's Chicken is a popular one.
Mm.
There's all kinds of places to eat. But a C day is a great time to try, because you have a little bit more time. Try
Yeah.
one of the venues that you haven't ate at yet, or you're not going to eat at on a port day.
Absolutely. And I hate to rub it in, Derek, but I'm going to be having all of that, everything you just said, in the
I
next
know.
couple of days.
I
Um,
know.
but I want to say one of the things that I really like to go and watch on C days. I'm going to look on here, the Wave Morning Show.
Yeah.
So my dad, who's cruising with me in the next couple of days, he and I love to wake up early. And the Wave Morning Show, if you haven't cruised Carnival, it is every sea day. The cruise director will typically be in the theater or maybe a smaller, quiet area, but they will record a morning show. They'll have some people from the Fun Squad, maybe somebody from the Effie Boutique, or maybe someone from the spa, and they will have a video camera and they will stream it live on Lido Deck in your cabin. And of course, I like to go be in the audience, but a lot of
Yeah.
people don't go because it is early and people are in the buffet line. But it is so fun to just they just talk about what's going on in the ship that day. They'll have a fun times in their hand and they'll just talk about what's going on, and it's a really good opportunity to learn a lot about your cruise director. So that's just kind of a little helpful hint that if you want to find out what's going on that day, go to the morning show. It's really fun. It's only maybe 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and it's
Yeah.
really really fun.
That's right, and it's unscripted. That's one thing I love about it
Yeah.
is it's unscripted, and there's all kinds of interactions, like you said, with Fun Squad and other crew members, and it's fun to watch in the audience. And sometimes they give away prizes,
Yes.
in the
Yes.
audience. And so, go grab breakfast. You can bring your food, bring your coffee into the theater or a different venue. Like Alex said, sometimes they have it at a different venue, and enjoy a small audience. It's probably the smallest crowd you'll see your cruise director
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Or if you want the sun, go lay out on Lido Deck, and of course they'll be showing it there too. But that's a lot of fun. It is. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, and it's funny you said you can win prizes. I won an Effie Boutique bag. It was full of like jewelry, like cheaper jewelry, and I ended up posting in the cruise group like, hey, I've got this. Who wants it? And so I ended up
Yep.
giving it away. But there's a lot of we almost need to have another episode and talk about the free things that you can do on sea days.
There's a
I
lot.
mean, if we have time, we can talk about it in this episode. But for
Yeah.
instance, if you want a bunch of free champagne, go to the live art auction.
Actually, yeah, absolutely.
Not only that, if you go to the live art auction, listen, I'm never going to spend 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 on a piece of artwork, but I will absolutely go and I will have my two free glasses of champagne. Not only that, they give away a bunch of stuff, free shore
Yeah.
excursions, because everybody gets a raffle ticket. And these are not hugely attended events.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's maybe 30, 40 people in there, so your chances of winning something are pretty decent.
And I've won. I've
Um,
won the three pieces of art, like
did
11 by 18.
you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've won it several years and we have it. And it was all cruise and ocean related. And these are
Oh,
not prints, these were originals. Like it was an
that is
800
so
something
cool.
dollar package that we won. And Alex, you're right. Sometimes there's 20 people there and they'll give away, we have six giveaways. It's like, okay,
Yeah, my
you know,
chances are pretty decent.
yes, yes. Another one that I'll mention, and they used to do this exclusively on Embarkation Day, the spa tour and raffle, which
Yes.
you don't have to do the tour. Okay, if you want to take the tour and it takes 30 or 40 minutes, do the tour. You don't have to do the tour. You can show up because it will say the spa raffle time. Usually Embarkation Day, it's at 5 o'clock, 5:30. But they've started to do these on sea days. Sometimes on the Jubilee, I saw it twice. I've been on the Jubilee twice. I've already won twice. Um, they will have you can do the tour if you want to. If not, the fun times will say a spa raffle. It will give you the location. You
Yep.
show up, you sign up. It's free to sign up. And the last time I won, there were 8 people that were there. They were giving away $500, but it was five $100 gift certificates.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, we have 5 winners here and we have 3 that are not going to win, you know, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I win. And so that's another free
Oh
event
man, that's
that
awesome.
you can, and $100. Some people say, well, what can that get? What can that get me? The massage maybe 150. There's a lot you can do with, for instance, all cruise lines offer kind of a glow up. You know, they'll get you ready, pampered like on a sea day. Most of the time are your formal evenings, and you can have your makeup and your hair professionally done for less than $100. You could use a
Hmm.
certificate on that. You could have your nails done for less than $100. Men, you can get a haircut and a professional shave for less than $100. So there's a lot of services that you can get for less than $100. But that's another free event. Just show up, see if you win.
Yeah, and there's, we could talk for days about the free things that Carnival will give you. And yeah, it's to get you in so you can maybe purchase additional
Yeah,
things. But let me tell you, like Derek said, $100. I cruised solo last November on the Dream. My I couldn't get into my barber before, and I had a $50 gift card that they
yeah.
sent me, and to get a haircut was $59. And I paid nine bucks for a haircut, and like they gave me a scalp massage, and like man, it was I almost fell asleep in the
The whole
chair. It was
experience.
incredible.
Yeah,
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 so it's totally worth it. And guys, I don't want to hear it when you say, "Oh, I'm not going to go to the spa." Who does that? It's a women's only thing. You
yeah,
would be so surprised how many men are waiting in line to get their massage. And it's not a couple's massage. Sometimes it is, but they
yeah.
are there to get pampered, to get their feet done. Like, listen, lay your pride down and go pamper
Yeah.
yourself, guys. Like I'm telling you, there's nothing better than a massage, right?
That's what. Hey, Amanda was on me for a long, long time about because I was that way. Like, you go do it, I'll pay for it, whatever. I'm going to
Right.
casino. I'm going to the bar. And she like eventually said, "You have muscles just like I do. You work harder than I do. You don't ever do anything for yourself. You ask like I'll ask Amanda, hey, will you rub my shoulders? You know?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Does it feel good when I rub your shoulders?" Well, yeah, it feels good. And so eventually, I laid my pride down and got a massage. And every once in a while, you need that. You need the
Oh yeah.
time to be still. And so, yeah, enjoy that. And a C day tip: prices can be higher on C days, except for one of the best prices that you'll see, and this is port days included, is before 10 o'clock on a C day. Those massages are cheap because
Hmm.
most people are sleeping in. So get a 9 o'clock massage and pay. I think Amanda got a Swedish 90-minute massage for $99 last cruise, which is like usually $199.
Yeah.
So yeah, C day specials. Ask about those on C day. You'll be surprised at what you'll find.
Yeah. So we've talked about all the things that you can spend money on, right? Art auction, the spa, and things like that. It's noon now, right?
Yeah,
12 p.m. You just got in the guy's burger line. You had your burger. It was so good. Let's talk about some of the things that they do in the afternoon. I've got my fun
yeah,
times here. from my cruise, and this was May 10th, so this would have been Alaska.
Yeah,
They've got trivia, 12, 15, 80s trivia.
yeah,
They've got um, the Pamper Party. They've got bingo, hula hoop contest. Like there are so many. It's funny. We were in Alaska and they did the Family Lumberjack Challenge. There's just so many fun events to go and participate in. And if you don't want to participate, you can watch these events and they're so funny and so fun. It's like you remember back in the day when they used to do the hairy chest competition and
yes,
things like that. I really miss those days.
I do
I don't
too.
know, and I don't even know why they stopped that, honestly. Um,
Yeah,
but
I know the
it
reason why
was
they shared, but I don't know why.
oh yeah,
Right?
it was so fun. It was just fun to
It
sit
was
back and watch these guys just act funny. And
strutted
I'm
out.
telling you, yeah, if you want to hear a happening crowd of cheering and hooping and hollering, whether you've had a few drinks or not. That
Yeah,
was so, so, so fun. And I
yeah,
guess now the only thing I could compare that to would be like maybe the sail away party. They'll
yeah,
typically have people dancing and there'll always be one or two people that are like almost professional dancers and they
yeah,
just really get that crowd going. But there's so much to do on sea days, especially in the afternoons when everyone's awake. There's a lot to do. Are you a bingo player or are you typically mainly casino like me?
yeah, yeah. No, I enjoy playing bingo. I do, and it's funny you mentioned that afternoon. I get my fill of the outside, the sun. It may be noon, 1 or 2. Amanda and I are like, okay, we've spent some time in the
Right.
sun. We've been in the
Yeah, we're
pool. We've been in the
we're
hot
drenched in
tub.
sweat.
Yeah, we're good. We've had that. So we might go shower and then we'll spend some time inside. And I want to tell people you don't have to feel bad about this. There's some people really that they've shared over time, like I booked this cruise. It's a sea day. I have to be outside all day, and you can if you want to be. But I want to remind people that there's a ton to do that's inside as well. So when you've had your fill of the sun, especially early on in your cruise, don't get so sunburnt. We've
Mm.
talked about this before, day one, two, three,
Yeah.
four, that you can't even step outside day five, six,
Yep.
seven because you're a lobster. Take the shower, and yeah, I enjoy. We play bingo, and Carnival and other cruise lines have done a really good job. Used to they played one game. You paid your money for one game, and bingo prices have gone up,
Oh
but
yeah.
you pay multiple games now. You get 3 cards, you get 6 cards, and so that's always a fun activity. Bingo, trivia, like you mentioned, and then the fun squad will have different games, family challenges, and uh, just different games that involve that's audience led. Karaoke. A lot of times you'll
Hmm.
see karaoke in the afternoons before dinner, and so feel free to go take a shower, put some clean clothes on, and say, you know what, we're going to go for some entertainment, whether it is bingo or the casino. It's always a good time on sea day to go to the casino, but have a stopping time. I'll say that. I could spend all day in the casino,
Me
but
too.
say, hey,
It's
we're
so
going to for two.
fun.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock now, but at 4 o'clock we are going to this. No matter what happens, if we're up, if we're down, whatever it is, we're going to have a time that Alchemy opens up at 4. We're going to go there. So after all, you do have what 6, 7, 8 days, whatever
Hmm.
length of cruise you're on to go back to the casino or later in the evening. But there's so much to do indoors, inside. That I'd encourage you to check out those things and spend some time indoors as well.
Yeah, and I love how cruise ships, especially the newer Excel class ships, they have done such a great job at having like a lot of indoor space for events. And
Yeah,
one of the I recently just started taking a new medication, and it says in big bold letters, limit outdoor exposure, like to the
yeah,
sun. And so there's a lot of people that are on medication that can't really spend a lot of time in the sun, so they don't even want to go on a cruise. But let me tell you, like there's so much to do inside. Uh, you don't even need to worry about anything outside. Like
yeah,
there's so much to do. And
yeah,
Derek, you've talked about the Alchemy Bar, a lot. Like that's kind of like y'all's go-to place.
yeah.
That's a place I really have not spent a lot of time,
Oh my
but I
goodness.
have the drink package on this cruise. It was
Yeah.
included in my casino offer. I need to ask you, what's your favorite? Like, what's your go-to Alchemy Bar drink? And I'm going to write it
Oh
down,
goodness.
and
Here
I'm
we
gonna
go.
have one for you.
Here we go. There's and I'll start off by saying this. Alchemy usually opens at 4 on sea days, and at 4 o'clock we consider our dinner. is starting. We're having our
Hmm.
pre-dinner drinks. We're finding live music, and we're going to go eat at like 5. We have anytime. We always do anytime dining. You can check in at 5:15 and eat. So 4 o'clock is kind of our. Here's our. We're going to start our evening. We sound like we're 80 years old, but we like
No,
to
I'm
entertain
the
it.
same way.
We like the comedy shows, the Broadway shows, all that start at 7. So we can do
Yep.
everything before. So 4 o'clock, Alchemy opens. They're known for their cucumber sunrise. That's their
Ooh.
number one staple. You think cucumber and watermelon in a drink? No, thank you. Try it, especially if you have Cheers. It's to go to. Um, there's several other drinks. The Remedy is another popular one as well. And also, one of the things that I do, and I get a cucumber sunrise every day. I'll drink one a day. But one of the things I love about the Alchemy Bar is those bartenders are dressed in pharmacy jackets, lab coats, and they're prescribing you something for your ailment. They're making something for you to relax and enjoy. That's kind of the whole vibe and scene is let's make you something that you need. And one of the things that I love about Alchemy is that there's a lot of higher end liquors there for you you whiskey drinkers. Most ships have Blantons, which is difficult to find even at home. It's got the horse on top, and people fight over the horse. But um, a lot of times, I'll tell them a flavor like I want something strawberry and blueberry, and I also like rum or vodka. And the pharmacy jacket, they will say, okay, yep, I know a drink, and they will make it and give it to you. And most of the time, you're going to love it. There'll be times maybe, okay, well, the last one you made me was better, but
Yeah.
you're going to like it. And if you have Cheers, what does it matter, right? You can sip it for a little bit. You might drink half of it if you don't like it, which is probably not going to happen. And then you can say, okay, make me something different. But one thing I love is the menu is great with the cucumber sunrise, the Remedy, um, and then just it's an open bar. Hey, make me something with sour apple. Bam, they'll make you something. They have every flavor, they have every liquor, and they can make you. And you could say, Amanda has said before, make me something not too sweet, but I want something really pretty. And it's
Hmm.
crazy to see the color combinations, and stuff that they come up with, the layered drinks and all that stuff. And so they don't serve beer. I see every single time someone walks up, I want a Miller Lite. They don't have the frozen, ice
Strawberry
maker.
daiquiri.
They can't make it. And people get mad. I've seen them. What are you talking about? You don't have a Miller Lite. This is a bar. This is a specialty cocktail bar, and I can't wait for you maybe to spend some time on the Jubilee. Jubilee's got a great alchemy bar that overlooks um, the
Currents
the
area.
currents. Yep, and
Yeah.
there's usually live music that you may not be able to see the artist, but you can hear the artist, and it's one of my favorite places. And so 4 o'clock on a C day, usually we're finding our space to have a drink, to talk about the day. Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? To talk about the evening. We bring the paper fun times with us,
Hmm.
and then to find some live music. And again, try to find some time to be still.
Yeah, absolutely. I had my grandparents over last night, and we watched last week's episode together.
Yeah,
And there was a part in there where I talked about, I'll never ever forget the moment when my grandfather and I woke up early and we walked the ship and we watched the sunrise together, and he looked over at me and like I don't know, I love my grandparents. They've raised me essentially since I've been
yeah,
15, and he's like, we're gonna do that again one day, Allie. He sometimes he'll call me Allie, and
love it.
man, it's just like be present, especially with the people that you're cruising with. You never know when it's going to be your last time to cruise with them, and so make every memory count.
Yeah,
And I love that you and your family. My evening starts around 4 o'clock too,
yeah,
and I love to go and start people watching a little bit, and especially on Elegant Night. And I always do like to go sit by Alchemy Bar on any ship because everyone's always dressed up really
yeah,
fancy on Elegant Night, and I just love to watch people have fun, especially when I cruise solo. I
yeah,
don't have a family to, hang out with. So I like to watch people live their best life. And it just
yeah,
makes me so grateful for the world that we live in that we can cruise as often as well, as often as we can.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
man, I love hanging out around Alchemy, and I
yeah.
can't wait. I've got the drinks written down right here. It's going
That's
to be
right.
fun to try them. I'll have
That's
one
right.
for you.
Yeah. Hey, have two, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun. You people watch, and the stories come out. People cruise for big milestones. They cruise because I just retired. They cruise because it's our 30th or 50th anniversary. They cruise because it's their 50th birthday. They
Hmm.
cruise because they beat cancer. And it's neat if you'll stay somewhere long enough, you'll see those stories will come out, and especially Carnival, their crew members are exceptional. I've cruised just about every cruise line now, and they'll ask. Those Carnival crew members will ask, "Are you celebrating anything?" They can almost tell you're
Yep.
you're you're dressed up, you're in a good mood, and
Yep.
and it's neat to see people celebrate those things. Especially, I'll share this, and I shared this on my social media page several days ago. In the last 8 or 10 days, I've had clients call and have that discussion of, "Hey, we just got bad news. My wife was diagnosed with cancer. We're not sure we can
Mm.
go on this trip." I've had one client whose significant other of 50 plus years passed away,
Oh man.
and and these are people that some of them, uh, they're very active in what we do, and they're visible, and they're full of life. They're full of life, and they're working, and they're grandparents, and they get this news that I don't even know what you're talking about, doctor. I feel good.
Right.
I'm active. I eat right. Life can change so fast, and I really do think we've seen a turn post pandemic of people saying, "Let's go live life while we
Yeah.
have it," and that is inclusive of traveling and cruising. And I can't think of a better way than a sea day, and to be outside during the daytime and get that energy, get that sun, hear the music, dance a little bit, and then same thing, go into the night with those that you enjoy, and share a drink with them, share a meal with them, and enter into an evening. An evening on a sea day is fun because you feel like you've had a whole day, and we
Yeah.
know that once you get to 6 and 7 o'clock, the night and the day is just starting.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's so fun. I mean, on the Jubilee, my grandparents, we went to Rudy's Sea Grill, and that's the seafood restaurant on the
Yeah,
Jubilee, and
it's great.
right next to a beautiful window with outdoor dining, so you can choose to sit inside or outside, and just being in the moment with my grandparents and looking out and seeing I mean, it was one of those sunsets, Derek, and I know you love your sunsets like I
Yeah,
do. It
yeah.
was incredible. And so, yes, I went outside in the middle of dinner, which I shouldn't have done that, but I was
I
like,
do the
I
I do the
I
same.
have to get this one on camera. And I look over into like a crew area, and there's like 15 or 20 crew members out there with their phones getting the same video of the sunset. And it's just so fun to cruise. And it was a sea day, and I just really, really enjoy doing whatever you want to do. It's
That's
it's the
right.
best. You make your own schedule. You can jam pack your day with bingo, basketball, and hula hoop contests, and ping pong
Yeah,
tournaments, and putt putt tournaments, and there's all of that you can do that doesn't cost you anything. You can
yeah,
lay out on Serenity Deck, which is the adults only area. If you don't want to be in the sun, they've got those big clamshells that will cover you from the sun. On sea days, they have an incredible salad bar up there,
yeah, yeah,
and they'll make you a beautiful, huge salad. You can choose to stay inside and read a book all day. I mean, on one of my cruises with my friend Jennifer in Alaska, she brought her Kindle, and she loved to spend our sea days reading her book. And it's just you make the schedule for yourself and for your family that day. And if you can't have fun on a cruise ship, I'll go in your place next time.
That's right. That's right. We've talked about a lot of free things, and there's certainly a lot of free things to do. You could have a great, fantastic, memorable sea day and not spend a penny if you want to.
Hmm.
There's also some things we can mention real quick. If you want to splurge a little bit, you can do one of the most popular things, and it's a small group. It's always sells out. Is a tour of the ship, a behind the scenes, behind the fun tour that is on all of Carnival's ships. It's also on Royal Caribbean ships. It's paid per person. It will take up 2 or 3 hours of your sea day. A lot of them now on the shorter cruises are around $99. The
Mhm.
longer, 7 day ships, they're $129, $149. But if you want to see behind the scenes some and spend some of your sea day. Again, you're going to sacrifice some of your sea day, but you're going to get to see the engine room and behind some of the entertainment spaces as well, where they store the food and the freezers, which is crazy to see. You get to go on the bridge. So I wanted to mention if you want some an experience like that, of course it's there. It'd be so cool to do. But Carnival's done a good job too with like the Dr. Seuss breakfast or brunch that
Mhm.
they do. It's a cheap, like $10 per person, but a special experience that you could do with that. And then I also wanted to share a sea day, Alex, and I'll get your thoughts on this. Is a good time to do a specialty dining restaurant because you're not rushed on like you are on a port day. You can start getting ready and enjoy a specialty dining experience, which I know some people will say, why would you do that when there's places you can eat for free? That's where we eat most of the time. But we do splurge sometimes and go to Fahrenheit 555, go to Bonsai Teppanyaki. Rudy's Sea Grill is amazing. We enjoyed it so much. And so a
It's
sea day is
beautiful
one of
too
those
in
days
there.
maybe, yes, that you splurge just a little bit and have a special dinner with great food and great service.
Absolutely. And one of I used to never do specialty dining because I thought just like what you said, like I might as well just, I can eat for free in the dining room.
Yep.
And yeah, it's not going to be like USDA prime, but it's going to be good. It's going to be
Yep.
great.
Yep.
But the last couple of cruises, I have started to be a little bit more open minded towards the specialty dining, and I'm excited for this cruise. I want to try a couple of different other places that I haven't been to before, and I can't wait to experience it with my dad.
Be awesome.
He's one of my cruising buddies, and we're both really looking forward to it. And I wanted to ask you. We've been talking about Carnival a lot, but on your sea days on your last cruise, you just got back
Yeah.
from like
Sun Princess.
Rome and the Mediterranean. What is your favorite drink on a princess ship? I saw you posted a picture of a red and a
Oh,
blue drink, and they both looked incredible. What was your
yeah.
go-to on Princess?
Yeah, we had 2 sea days. That's all we had on the 7 day cruise, and it was a new ship and a new experience with Princess, and so we tried to take in all the time we could. But Princess, honestly, blew me away with the presentation of their drinks. Um, Again, using colors, using garnishes, and just the glasses themselves. So many times when you cruise, they're using a lot of plastic glasses now, which is understandable. Everything with Princess was glass, and sometimes when they present that drink to you, and you see that glass, it just adds something extra to the drink. But yeah, the blue sky that we had there at the Bellini bar, which I like Bellinis, but change the name of the bar. Everyone that sat there, they're drinking something else than a Bellini, which is great that the bar can be that versatile. But the Bellini bar, deck seven, midship, Sun Princess, portside, don't miss it. We enjoyed everything from mojitos that came like in a 28-ounce glass.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
I mean, usually you get a 12-ounce glass, right? Huge 28-ounce glass, and then like you said, the blue sky martini that was as blue as could be, and then I think Amanda's red drink there was a strawberry margarita, is what it was.
Ooh.
But it just presented in a beautiful way, and then the sphere class, you had these huge like 12 and 14-foot floor to ceiling windows that was great. And so I enjoy, a lighter drink, a little bit sweeter is what I like. A mojito is as I don't know how many mojitos over 7 days. I can tell you that on the Sun Princess, but it was something refreshing, and we would have one before every dinner for sure. We enjoyed it. We'll move on now to kind of after dinner, and the night just gets started. Even though you may be tired from the sun, from the long day, there's so much to do on entertainment. Some of the bigger shows, honestly, are on those nights, those sea nights that you enjoyed your sea day. And so there's all kinds of entertainment that's on board. I'll make it known that we enjoy comedy quite a bit, but there's also other forms of entertainment as well. What does your night look like after dinner on your sea day?
After dinner on a sea day, I definitely, depending on if I get early dining or late dining, is depending on whenever I go see the show. I will always go to the show. Um,
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things. I'm always like the first one in line. I've always enjoyed Broadway type shows. I've enjoyed. Who doesn't love somebody with a great singing voice and somebody who can also
exactly.
dance and put on a great presentation? I've always enjoyed that. So I'm always in line, holding the line for my family because they're all out doing their own thing or whatever. But I'll always go to a show. After the show, probably going to go spend a little bit of time in the casino. And I don't want all of our listeners to think I'm, heavy gambler. I
Yeah,
spend maybe an hour in the casino a day, and that might be a lot for some people, but um, I don't spend a ton of money there, and I get free cruises out of it, so it is what it is. But I enjoy the nightlife in the casino. It's so
I
fun to
agree.
just walk through the casino, watch people at the blackjack table, hearing all the bells and whistles of people winning jackpots and stuff. It's just really fun to experience that vibe.
It
Um, and
is.
then and then one of the things I like to do to kind of end my night is go to a part of the ship where there's not a lot of light pollution because I love on a clear sky night, you can get some of the best stargazing that you've ever experienced in your life. Like for me, I live kind of in the country, but I can still see, all the city lights. And so at nighttime, I don't really get a great view of the stars where I live. But when you're on a cruise ship, think about it. There are no cities, there are no lights around, and you can just see it is so fun to experience that. And that's one of those moments where you just kind of take it all in and you're like, man, I'm so happy to be on vacation. Or
Yeah,
I'm so happy to
exactly.
be out on this cruise. And you could just feel the night breeze hitting you. And it's so fun, man. It's
Yeah.
so
Well,
fun.
you're reminded how blessed you are,
Yeah.
and how small you are. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Every time I cruise, and you and I've been on dozens of cruises, but it strikes me every time how small we are when we're in that big ocean and we've been at sea all day. We haven't seen anything. We may have
Yeah.
seen a ship or two go by. Maybe you saw, what? Maybe there's an island over there in the distance, but you are reminded that we're just a small piece in this big world. But reminded too how much change that we can strike up those little propellers, and I say little, they're big, but to see what they're driving and propelling forward, and to see how the water and the elements around it is changed by the ship propelling forward. We are small people in this world, but we can initiate a lot of change, and I'm reminded by that every time we cruise. Um, I'll share this too. The casino, it can be a hot topic, but I enjoy playing like you, an hour in the casino, and I don't have a huge budget. Uh, but it's for I'll mention it for two reasons. Number one, the environment is fun. The bells, the whistles, the hollers. Sometimes you'll see somebody going crazy,
Yeah.
screaming, and I've done this before. Let's say roulette. I mean, a lady is just screaming and oh my gosh, jumping up and down, and you'll look over. I'll walk over there and say, "What she hit? What does she got?" And she's got a $1 chip on her birthday number, and she just won $35. And you'd have thought she just won 3,500. You know,
Heck yeah.
it's relative. It's subjective. Not everyone in there are degenerates by any means, but it's fun to watch people celebrate. And uh, you know, I always play my mom's number on roulette, for example. When it hits, I think of mama, and uh, those memories strike back. But I also mentioned it secondly, we see so many casino offers that are given to people that don't play a ton of time in the casino. And this video is by no means a show on the casino and its operations because no one knows how that goes.
Right.
But we do see that people that play an hour a day, and it may be a minimal amount even,
Yeah.
you might get $200 on board credit your next cruise, $400, maybe a discounted rate a little bit. Maybe you don't get the free cabin, but you got $500 knocked off your cabin and free drinks in the casino. So it is a way, honestly. It's a form of entertainment. It is pay to play, but you don't have to have a huge budget to play. You could play a little bit, sit at a slot machine. You might hit the button once every minute or two. You might
Yeah.
hit it and you're looking around watching and stuff like that, and you order a drink, you're sipping on a drink, you're talking to the person beside you. A minute later, you hit the button. So it is a good way to maybe earn some future comps, some future rewards, to pass some time and to people watch as people win around you. Hopefully,
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I love sea days. Um,
yeah,
sea days are my favorite days. Port days are great too, and I know we'll talk about that in a future episode of,
yeah,
how we like to spend our time in the ports. But I love that they have sea days, and I'm so excited. I've got a big 2 week cruise in January on the Carnival Venezia, going to 8 ports I've never been to, but there's a couple of sea days there that 2 or 3 in a row, and I'm just so excited to experience a new ship, cruise with my favorite cruise director Lee Mason, and just have a great time on sea days of just laying out, not having a worry in the world, and just pamper myself with free time and the scenery of cruising.
that's right. That's right. Alex and I both hope that you have a cruise coming
I'm
up.
super stoked.
Yep. Oh, and you're there, Alex. You're going to be on a sea day here in just a few days. We
Can't
hope
wait.
that you have a cruise coming up, though, and it'd be interesting to hear from some of you when you're looking at booking your cruise. Is the number of sea days that's included in an itinerary part of your decision? Maybe some of you don't like the sea days, so you want a 6 day cruise that's got 4 or 5 ports. Maybe you want an 8 day cruise that has 2 or 3 ports. You want those sea days. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think. Of course, share what you look at when you go to book your cruise. And also, what are some of your favorite things to do on sea days? Maybe it may be some of the things that we mentioned, but you may have all the secrets that we don't have. Be sure to mention that as well in the comment section below. Alex, I think
Absolutely.
that's it. We could have gone
Yeah.
on and on about this, but I know we're both ready for sea days, and we can't wait to see what everyone has to think. Be sure, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, that you do so. Like this video as well. Post it to Facebook groups that you're in on an upcoming cruise. I know that others will enjoy seeing this content as well. For now, I'm Derek.
And I'm Alex. Thank you for listening and watching the Cruisers Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.